It's 3:26 on my day off, and if I'm gonna edit this vlog, I gotta do it now. So, somebody this morning on Instagram said that they watched some of my old vlogs that were like that and liked them, and I realized it's been like 2 months since I've put up any video, and since I usually alternate guitar vlog, guitar vlog, guitar vlog, it's vlog time. So have a super fun, incoherent, vlog about my past couple days. Yeah. I got this. It's a Sunday morning, I'm in my pajamas, and we are going to go pretend that we're getting the mail because there's something that's happened on my road and it's just too good to not share. And if I crash into somebody, it's not a traffic violation, it's just a personal issue. So wait a second, up there, check it out. Right there, there's an open house sign. Sweet! Is the open house right there? Well, here's where I'm gonna blow your mind. That's not the right house. I know that the arrow's pointing at that driveway, but that's not the right house. That's not where the open house is. So let's keep going. And, oh my goodness, I don't know if you can see it, but coming up is another open house sign. See it? That little yellow blob right there? It's green, asshole. So there is another sign, and the arrow's pointing to this driveway. But I'm gonna blow your mind again. That's not the right house. So we carry on. And wait for it. This one is pointing at the right house. Ain't that exciting? So now this is the story of how my neighbors are apparently trying to sell my other neighbors' houses because they're realtors and they've, like, to be fair, they've poured several $1 million over the course of 10 years into their house to make it like this ideal party spot. This is a miracle, but there's no open house sign pointing at my driveway. 400 viewers on YouTube is way more than I ever thought I'd get, and I don't want to have a time where I like accidentally hit 1 million subscribers and somebody goes back to this video and finds out where I live and like leaves flowers and a dead body on my gate. What you doing, buddy? What you doing, Mervin? So I think it's really funny that my neighbors are setting up their house to be worth $60 million or something. So they've made a house that's 4 times the cost of all the neighboring houses. And that will still, no matter what, have the same problems of things like your house melting into the ground. They just, you complain about that and everyone's like, oh yeah, we should have told you about the demon. We should have told you guys about the sacrifice that has to happen once every 100 years. Did nobody tell you about the bears? Because there's bears. We don't actually have bears, but we do have coyotes. Somebody recently commented on my, I bought a violin and now I'm depressed video, and that made me want to do another vlog like that. I do, like, want to point out that I film so much shit that I just don't do anything with. But I don't want to clutter up the guitar channel with too many vlogs. I try to keep it, like, one vlog for one lesson. I've just been really stuck, and a lot of that has to do with, again, adventures in, not just adventures in depression, but adventures in bipolar. For those of you who don't know, I am guitarist by night / YouTube, and I am costume designer during the day, which doesn't pay money. Sometimes you get a stipend, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you pay for the costumes out of your own pocket. So, the good news is that the sky is mostly blue today, which is nice. We've been having enough smoke that not only do I have a reusable smoke mask, but I have sewn Green Day patches onto it so that I can look cool while I don't die. Coffee. I love looking for bandit signs. So one of the areas that I live in is a really bad area for human trafficking. And one of the ways that people will get, you know, new slaves is that they will put down signs that say, you know, business opportunity pays $10,000 a month, call this number. And they're just waiting for somebody who will click that number.
who will contact them via that number, at which point they can say, oh, we'll meet up with you, or oh, it's a job interview, and then you get kidnapped. And so one of the things that I do is I pay attention to where you legally can put up a sign like that, where you can, oh gosh, there's a booger on my nose, where you can legally put a sign. I don't know about other states, but in California it is not legal to put a sign attached to a stop sign. You can't attach a sign to a traffic sign. You can't put a sign in the median of a road. And the second thing I check is if it's a legitimate business. So I usually just Google the phone number on it, and if the phone number does not come up with a business, and the sign says nothing about what the business actually is, if it sounds like they're selling a scam or they're, you know, trafficking people, then I take them down and I stick them in the trunk of my car. So every once in a while I have to open the trunk of my car, and it looks like I'm a human trafficker. So that's a fun fact. And you would think that I'm just trying to clean up litter, which is legally what I'm doing because they're illegally placed, so they are litter, and it's not illegal in California to clean up litter yet. But the real reason is that the corrugated plastic that they're printed on is so useful to have around the house. My gas light's on, I should not just drive around for the shits and giggles, but I'm not. I'm driving around to look for bandit signs. I have a coffee problem. So a couple of fun facts. One is that I'm right behind Home Depot right now, and we have concluded that you can only throw up behind Home Depot 3 times before you're the girl who throws up behind Home Depot. So next time I need to throw up on my way to work, I'm gonna have to do it behind the Toys R Us. So I got lithium poisoning once, and that is not fun, and I recommend you can avoid that. That's one of those fun depression things, is like having a sentence start and then it just fizzles out. And it doesn't help that, remember I was talking about how I've had lithium poisoning before, and that sucks. And I do not recommend, in fact I highly recommend that if you cannot get lithium poisoning, don't get it. I am on lithium for bipolar disorder. I'm on a shitload of lithium for bipolar disorder. Lithium takes about 2 weeks to get out of your body. And so I just had 2 really shitty weeks. And I had to drop out of a couple of my classes. I failed out of my classes because I couldn't go to school for 2 weeks. So anyway, what that has given me a really, really good sense of, though, is what lithium toxicity feels like. So I have been really careful to get my lithium in me at the right times every day, but I keep getting, yes, or you can't merge over when there's a car where you want to go. But so like today I had a, you know, moment of dizziness where I had to grab onto the cash register really hard, and thankfully nobody realizes when I do that as far as I can tell. I've had like shaky hands. The thing about shaky hands though, like if you have hand tremors, that does such good shit for your hand strength, and not strength but like stamina. One of the main reasons why I can play bass as well as I can is because I spent more or less 2 years with my hands non-stop exercising themselves. And that's why I got really into playing bass for a while, was because I couldn't play guitar because it was too fine. But I could play bass. A while back I did a couple bass covers on this channel, and part of why I did that was because I was having trouble playing guitar. So here we have my extremely fluffy, freshly washed hair. It is, for those of you who have never met it in real life, which is probably most of you, my hair is a disaster. Remember when I said it should be driving around because my gas light is on? Well, now we're playing the game called Don't Run Out of Gas Before You Find a Gas Station, because I drove past the gas station that I thought was there. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go to the one that's like 2 miles from here, and I will hopefully not run out of gas. My needle is just about to go below the E. When you almost run out of gas because there it is, there's the gas station, because you didn't have enough money and then you got paid and you almost ran out of gas getting there, that's one thing. When you don't get paid for another week and you've run out of gas, that's because you are an idiot.
I'm wondering if this station sells a lot of diesel. Just curious about how much diesel these guys sell.
The station that I just bought gas at is not one of those stations that's got super competitive prices. And the guy there looked at me like, wait, you're buying gas here? Do you know?
It's 10:46 at night and somebody is photoshopping me into being a unicorn on Instagram. I don't know how to say your name, but shout out to making my night. I told myself I wouldn't go out and get coffee today. To save some money and some gas. But I think I'm gonna do it anyway, because today's what, Friday? It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I got 6 days until I get paid. I have $55. So yeah, as long as I don't buy anything other than coffee and gas, I'm gonna be fine.
Because I'm on such a tight budget for gas and money, because I wasted all of my money from this paycheck in like the first 3 days. Aren't I great? I don't want to go home. I have a lot of shit that I could do at home that I don't want to be doing. So I'm just gonna go home, I guess. Anyhow, that's the fencing equivalent of like having your neighbors put up a privacy fence that you can see through as long as it's backlit. You know, that sort of thing. Only in this case, instead of watching your neighbors fuck, you are accidentally having goats eat your orchard. So I was going to do any number of either important things like cleaning or entertaining to film things, like literally anything entertaining to film, and instead I made a tiny cat. Doesn't that sound awful? To everybody thinking dirty thoughts right now, I know you're doing it. But that's true at all times. Like, any time that you're thinking dirty thoughts, I know you're doing it.